Political speech is the type of speech that receives the most protection under the First Amendment. Political speech is the core expressive activity that forms the foundation of our democracy. It receives the highest level of protection under the First Amendment. That is the definition I get of political speech when I put that into Google. Political speech. It's the first thing that comes up. The highest level of protection under our First Amendment. I'm sorry, that's wrong. If political speech were really protected, we wouldn't have to fight news corporations for distorting the truth in our political speech, would we? We would have unfiltered, uncensored access to political speech if it truly was the most protected speech in our country, because it is how we shape our democracy, and we don't have ownership of our political speech. We don't have access. We don't have rights to our political speech. Even though it says right here it is the most protected speech in the nation. Right in the First Amendment. We own it. It belongs to the people. Political speech is how we decide who runs our country. Us. But we don't own it anymore. Even though it's the most protected speech in the nation, we don't own it. You know who does? CBS, ABC, NBC, Comcast, Viacom. They own our political speech. They got it. Our government sold it to them. With the Telecommunications Act of 1996 and some other lovely legislation that was passed in the Reagan era, we don't own our political speech. So this statement, it is the most protected speech in the nation, is lying. That's wrong. Google is wrong there, because Google needs to add the information that happened in the Telecommunications Act. They need to add the fact that today, let me read you here. This statement here flies in the face of that statement on Google. Here's what CBS had to say about the usage rules of their debate footage. You are hereby advised that you may not broadcast, cablecast, transmit, sell, license, give, barter, exchange, or otherwise convey the segment or any excerpt thereof, regardless of how you may have obtained the segment or excerpt in accordance with the following restrictions. An unobstructed on-screen and audio credit stating, courtesy of CBS News, must appear in each and every segment excerpt, and each segment excerpt must be introduced with audio credit to CBS News. Really? Every single segment and excerpt, I have to make sure everybody knows that it's from you? Really? It's political speech. We own it. Belongs to us. What else here? The use of actualities, video and audio, from the segment may not exceed 2 minutes in the aggregate. I'm not even sure what that really means. I think what they're trying to say is I don't get to use 2 minutes. I don't get to use more than 2 minutes at a time of your footage. Belongs to me, CBS. I own it, not you. This is political speech. You don't get to tell me that. No archiving is permitted. Really? So everybody that's captured this on their DVR is doing this against it. We own it. I should be able to archive it, rebroadcast it, do whatever I want with this. Doesn't belong to you, CBS. You may use excerpts of the segment on the internet solely by use of video embed function on cbsnews.com. Who the hell do you think you are? You don't get to tell us what we get to do with our political content. Let me go. Remember, again, this is political speech. It is the most protected speech in the land until you put it in the hands of CBS. And then they get to say crap like this. You don't get to touch it or use it or do this with it, or only 2 minutes of it, or in here you get to make sure you plaster our name all over it, because that's the most important thing about this political content, is who broadcast it, not what's in it. Let's make sure CBS gets their due. This is wrong. It's against the First Amendment. I don't know which corrupt government officials put this stuff into practice, but it is wrong. We no longer own or have any control over our political process, the content, any of it. It's a dog and pony show put up for us to pick the winner they want. I need to fix this. We have to fix this, America. The First Amendment says one thing, CBS says another, and does what they want. How long are we going to put up with this? I've got a solution. I've figured out a solution with volunteers. We have it all ready to go. I need your help. It costs money. I need to raise this money and get a stream of our own so that CBS can no longer say these things. They don't get to own the process. Political speech is supposed to be the most protected speech in this nation, and it is pissed on by every news corp in this land. We no longer own it. We no longer have unfiltered, uncensored access to it. And I need your help to change that. Please, please, don't let News Corps make a joke of our political process. It's time to stop that. Help me. Let's build a network of the 99. Thank you.